Hey guys, welcome back to the channel where we'll be checking out a video that was recommended by Kenin Lingus. And the video that he says I should check out is titled Croc Turnbull Drop Beers. So what is a drop beer? I don't really know, man. I don't know much about beers. I do know that you got different types of beers. Even what pandas? Pandas? Is it panda? Yeah, panda is a beer too, right? Which is kind of wild because it doesn't really, resembles beer characteristics in terms of aggressive and, take your heart out type vibe. But we're going to be checking out a few of these videos from Croc Turnbull. And the first one we're going to be checking out is titled Close Encounter with a Drop Bear.
G'day folks, just out in the bush, and I've just come across a very rare and very dangerous Australian species. If you look just up in the tree just behind me here, there's actually a drop bear, or otherwise known as Koalarus dropsiloticus. Now this guy, they're normally a lot higher up in the trees. This one,
Hold on, they sure you just wave at you, bro?
Dropsiloticus. Now this guy, they're normally a lot higher up in the trees.
I know y'all see that. Bro, he's like, what's good, homie? That is crazy. He straight up waved at him. Oh my gosh.
As Koalarus dropsiloticus. Now this guy, they're normally a lot higher up in the trees. This one, I just actually caught him going in between two taller trees, and he skirted up this one to try to get up above me, but the tree wasn't tall enough and he wasn't able to get up above me, so he's just sort of sitting there now. So for you people from overseas who don't know what a drop bear is, a drop bear, or Koalarus dropsiloticus is the scientific name for them. They're actually a larger, meaner version of a koala. This one's only a young one. He's still got a bit of growing to do yet. They'll get a little bit bigger than this, but they're actually like a carnivorous version of a koala. And when you come out to Australia, you've really got to watch out for them. You've got to watch out for them because they can be very, very dangerous. What they do and where they get their name from, it's mainly during breeding season. What happens is during breeding season, if you come too close to the tree that they're breeding in, the male will give you a warning call. It's sort of a rant sort of noise. Oh, shit. I realised I just gave that warning call when I was right next. It didn't seem to affect him. I have to be careful here. I'm in the strike zone here, folks. So I've got to. That's why I keep looking over my shoulder, just making sure I know what he's doing. But he seems to be pretty chill. So yeah. So as I was saying, the male, he'll give you that warning call. It sort of like sounds like a cat being strangled. I'm not going to do it again. If you don't heed that call and you don't get out from underneath that tree, they'll actually drop down out of the tree. And they'll land on you, normally landing on either your head or your shoulder, and they'll attack you. Now, there was a lady up in north coast of New South Wales a couple of weeks ago who got attacked by a drop bear. She ended up getting 36 stitches down her ear, where it actually nearly ripped her ear clean off her head. So you do have to watch out from. But it's mainly only during breeding season.
I don't know when they be breeding.
Breeding season is the only time you have to watch out from, which happens to be now. Okay, so yeah, watch out from. Now, back in the old days, they used to have a big problem with drop bears back when they were doing the logging and they're logging the forest. And that's one of the main reasons why they're so rare nowadays is because of habitat destruction. We've logged down, cut down a lot of their habitat, a lot of their forest. So they've become quite rare. But back in the old days, they were quite common. And the loggers had a big problem with them. So what they realised, if they got this yeast extract and they put this yeast extract behind their ears, if the drop bear actually dropped down out of the tree and landed on them, it would smell the yeast extract. It doesn't like the yeast extract smell, and they would jump off and they wouldn't attack. So they used to use yeast extract as drop bear repellent. Then, the loggers being out in the bush, not having a lot to eat, they realised if they put that yeast extract on their damper in the morning, gave their damper a bit of flavour and they could eat it, eventually someone mass-produced it and marketed it and called it Vegemite. Okay, and that's where Vegemite first came from. It was first originally used as drop bear repellent, and we've turned it into a breakfast spread for a modern day consumption. Okay, so if you're out in the bush, if you're walking out...
Appreciate you, man. Like, he giving me dimes right now. I'm catching them dimes. 3-pointer. That's crazy. I didn't know that. But that's pretty cool, though. You guys should definitely check out this channel if you've not checked it out as yet, because, wow, I did not know that.
The bush, what I recommend is make sure you take some Vegemite. Just put a little smear of Vegemite behind your ears. That way, if a drop bear does attack, you're gonna be fine. The repellent will be there. Normally you notice I'm not wearing my hat today, and that's why I'm even more nervous than normal, because normally I have my Akubra hat, and that sort of protects me. That wide brim protects me from the drop bears falling down and attacking. So when you come to Australia, just watch out for them, okay? Drop bears, Koala Astropsiloticus, pretty nasty thing. Ask any Aussie, they'll tell you.
Damn. Well, I appreciate you, Kenny. Like, that is crazy. He does seem a little bit terrifying. Like, when you just look up at him, you know what I'm saying? I was thinking a little cute and everything, but nah, he do look like he about to hit you. But we gonna check out one more video from this guy. It's titled "Warning: Drop Bear." So yeah, let's get right into it.
Eucalyptus trees. I believe the koala bears love these trees.
G'day, mate. Well, firstly, they're not koala bears, okay? They're just koalas. We don't call them koala bears. They're not related to a bear. We do have bears in Australia, though, and they're pretty nasty little things. They're actually what we call drop bears, and they're a very close relation to the koala bear. They're just a meaner, smaller version of a koala bear, but it's called a drop bear, or otherwise known by the scientific name of Koala Astropsiloticus. Now, drop bears, you got to be careful of them. They can be really nasty. What happens is during breeding season, the male koalas, they get very protective of the trees that they're nesting in. And if you come too close to the tree that they're nesting in, they'll actually give you a warning call. It's sort of like a sound like a cat being strangled. It's sort of a rant sort of noise. And if you don't heed that warning and get out from underneath that tree, the drop bear will actually drop down out of the tree, landing on like your head or your shoulder, and it'll attack you. And they're really vicious little things. There have been fatalities from drop bears. There was actually a lady just down the road here a couple of weeks ago who got attacked by a drop bear, and it grabbed hold of her ear and virtually ripped her ear clean off her head. She had to get stitches to reattach her ear. So they can be really nasty things. But they're only dangerous during breeding season, which happens to be right now. So you got to watch out for them. Now, back in the old days in Australia, there used to be a big problem with drop bears. You know, they're getting actually...
He's gonna mention about the veggie. Let's see this one.
You're telling me that there's a bear that sits in a tree and waits for its prey, and then when it feels like it, it's just gonna drop on you and fuck you up in Australia?
So,
Man.
Just out for a walk, folks, and I've just noticed quite a rare native species in Australia. You might be able to see him just up in the fork of the tree, actually asleep at the moment, luckily for us. This is what we call in Australia, or the scientific name is Koala Astropsiloticus, or otherwise known to us Australians as the dreaded drop bear. Very close species to the koala, just a smaller, meaner version of the koala. And they can be quite dangerous. They can be quite aggressive. What happens is during breeding season, if you come too close to the tree that they're actually breeding in, the male will give you a warning call. Sort of like sounds like a cat being strangled. It's sort of a rant sort of noise. And if you don't heed that call and get out from underneath the tree... Oh, I just made that call and I've just noticed he's woken up and he's looking at me. I'm a bit too far away for him to jump on me from here. But if you don't heed that call and get out from underneath that tree, the male, he'll actually drop down out of the tree and he'll attack you. And they're quite vicious little creatures. There was a lady just down the road here actually a couple of weeks ago that got attacked by a drop bear.
That is crazy, dude. Like, this whole drop bear situation, man. Like, there's so many things in Australia that straight up just wants to get you out of there. But hey, y'all been there for a minute, so it's survivable. You just got to know how to attack each different situation, I think. But shout out to you for recommending this video about the drop bear, because yeah, I see that, I'd be like, oh wow, look at that little cute little thing. It would be all in my face. Not here, because I'd be looking at it. Come on, boy. Come here. Let me give you a hug. You know what I mean? And yeah, then I'd probably just have no face, which is quite a shame. But thank you guys for this recommendation. I'm out of here. Peace.